This is day one of teaching important knowledge that is supposed to be taught at school, but it's not until I find investors who will help me to bring this information to the masses, or to make it mass or go wide. So guys, you have to understand that reality has two ways, or there is two ways that we actually experience reality or perceive of reality. Now, we human beings, or beings in general, we are actually spiritual beings having a human experience. And being a human being, you actually experience reality in two ways, or two major modes. So the first way in which you experience reality is through what we call the external reality. The external reality is everything which exists outside of you. This is basically all that is outside of you. Things that you can see, touch, taste, and smell. Those are what we call as external reality, or how you perceive reality. And then you also have the internal objects of how you perceive reality. These are abstract concepts, things such as thoughts, things such as emotions, beliefs, convictions. These are also a way in which you interact with reality, or how you experience reality. So you being the observer of the internal and external, you have to understand one thing. The internal and the external are one, and their oneness is in this way. Remember, what you experience, or you will come to realize that whatever you experience externally is first created internally. In other words, we have what we call the law of attraction, and the law of attraction simply states that like attracts like. So what you experience externally is a creation of your internal state. What do I mean? This is what I mean, or this is how reality is actually created. Now, whenever you have a thought pops up into your mind. Now, a thought is electronic in nature. A thought has electronic kind of waves in nature. Now, that thought will trigger an emotion, or vice versa. An emotion can also trigger a thought. Now, emotion is what we call energy in motion, because an emotion is felt as an energetic field inside the body through the heart or chest area. So an emotion is more significant than a thought. An emotion is more felt than a thought. So an emotion has what we call a magnetic push, or a magnetic kind of wave. So when a thought and an emotion combine, they form what you call electromagnetic wave. So a thought brings an emotion puts you in a certain vibrational frequency, because emotion is energy, and energy is simply movement. Okay, energy is simply movement of subatomic particles within that matter. So a thought brings an emotion, and an emotion is something which has a true existence, because it is felt in the body, and also can be detected. So a thought brings up an emotion. An emotion is movement, okay, which puts you in a specific vibrational frequency. Now, that vibrational frequency is sent to the universal energetic field, and then with a lag or a small delay, you get to experience what was sent out by your own internal state. Then you end up attracting the same circumstances, the same experiences, or things which are in alignment with your internal state of consciousness. So with this, we'll understand that we are the causes of the reality that we experience. To a certain level, we have the power to actually influence the outcome in our life. So when we step into that power, we can actually bring about important change, and that is what this knowledge, or this information, is all about. So the first step of reclaiming back the power of your life, or trying to influence events that happen in your life, you have to act on the causal realms, or the causal level. Remember, what already is in the external reality is what has already manifested, or what has already happened. But what caused that happening, or that effect, is the thoughts, the emotions that you actually embody, because the thoughts and the emotions that you will embody will lead you to act in certain ways that will lead to certain outcomes in your life. So when you are aware of the thoughts in your mind, and you learn to actually observe them rather than being or identifying yourself with them, you observe them as a separate entity, because thoughts are a separate entity. You don't know where thoughts come. They just pop up into your head, and when you are not attentive, or when you lose focus, investors and you actually become one with them, they put you down into a rabbit hole of emotions. So first thing is to learn the law of awareness, which is a whole another topic of itself. So when you learn the law of awareness, you actually become aware of the thoughts, and then you refuse to engage with the thoughts. You actually remove the power away from them before they actually create a loop inside your energetic levels. So guys, that is what I wanted to share with you in this first episode. Remember, this is just day one of me posting about this content, so that I can get investors to put this into mass media, so that people can learn about this information, because this is actually fundamental to the benefit and the growth of people's life. So if you have enjoyed this clip, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay awakened.